निराश होकर न्याय मिलेगा तो कभी कुछ नहीं अशांति होती। हमेशा शांति न्याय के रास्ते से ही निकलती है।
पिस्टल नहीं लाते, वो उनके पास एक अलग से भी रखते हैं जिससे कोई कभी गोली चलानी हो और कोई मर जाए तो वो फंसे ना।
वो फुटेज आप क्यों नहीं देख रहे जिसमें पुलिस बाकायदा पत्थरबाजी कर रही है, पुलिस फायरिंग कर रही है? उन फुटेज को भी आप देखिए, पुलिस बाकायदा पत्थरबाजी कर रही है और पुलिस के साथ कुछ सादा वर्दी वाले, वो सादा वर्दी वाले नहीं, वही आतंकवादी जो हिंदूवादी है वो कर रहे हैं।
Did you hear some of these reactions, viewers? This happened yesterday. By then, the CCTV footage or the CCTV truth from Sambhal had not come out. But what we have today not just exposes the ecosystem, but tells you why the ecosystem was peddling a line. Look at these pictures on your screen. On the left-hand side, you have a visual of a man who's completely masked. And what is he holding? Not a flower, it's a pistol, a gun in his hand. And look at the next set of visual on the right-hand side. These are pictures of vandals, mob, miscreants, call them what you want to, trying to break a CCTV camera. Now, if you have bona fide reasons to protest, or if you don't have anything sinister in your mind, why would you break the CCTV? It's not as if, the CCTV camera had been installed by the administration inside their homes. This is from the streets of Sambhal, near the mosque where the survey team visited. Now, while we keep these set of pictures, think about the narrative that the ecosystem or the opposition was trying to build. When the survey team, led by the Advocate Commissioner and ASI officials, was attacked, opposition leaders came out and said, look, this is terror by the police. The police killed the people, the 4 people who've lost their lives. The blame was quickly put on police without any proof. Viewers, Akhilesh Yadav jumped the gun. So did other leaders of opposition bloc. Now that this CCTV footage has come of the masked mob being armed, and they were armed to kill. Why else would you carry a gun? And on the other side, the rioters trying to break the CCTV camera. What does it tell you about what could have happened in Sambhal? Just do the 2 + 2 and you will have your answers, and I'm not here to insinuate anything. The pictures tell the story. The opposition leaders who jumped the gun must today at least come out and apologize to the police, because the story so far has been very simply this, viewers, that for a few votes there was an attempt to malign the officers in khaki, which is why we are saying, did the ecosystem put votes above Vardi? Sample the reactions, then we open this up.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी को उनके भी नाम जारी करने चाहिए जो सर्वे के समय पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नारे लगाते हुए भारतीय जनता पार्टी के समर्थक सर्वे के समय गए थे। कम से कम उनके नाम तो जारी हो।
संभल के अंदर जो पुलिस प्रशासन का पूरी तरह से इस घटना को अंजाम देने में इसमें हाथ है और पूरी अपनी लापरवाही और नाकामी को छुपाने के लिए लगातार अपने बयान को बदल रहे हैं। ये कोई हिंदू मुस्लिम का झगड़ा नहीं है।
दंगा बिल्कुल नहीं है। ये दंगा है सिर्फ और सिर्फ उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार द्वारा प्रायोजित दंगा, उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार के द्वारा प्रायोजित हिंसा।
Police has been communalized, and the way the UP police is acting as a BJP's wing is unacceptable.
जिस प्रकार से समाजवादी पार्टी के नेताओं के द्वारा लोगों को भड़काकर उकसाकर उस पर पथराव करके एक माहौल खराब करने का काम किया है, ये निश्चित रूप से 2 परिवारों के राजनीतिक वर्चस्व की लड़ाई है।
Whatever we are seeing today, these are recorded. The evidences are present in the public domain. So let the investigative agencies complete their work. दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी हो जाएगा।
दंगाइयों के लिए सॉफ्ट कॉर्नर सीए से लेकर अनेकों दंगों तक हमने देखा है कि किस प्रकार से इंडिया अलायंस का हमेशा से रहा है, और आज वही चीज की जा रही है और पुलिस के मनोबल पर चोट की जा रही है।
Let's open this up. Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Ratan Sharda needs no introduction. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, senior fellow IPCS, Tehseen Poonawala, Faizan Kidwai, the national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Danish Qureshi ji, spokesperson of the AIMIM, completes this panel. Danish Qureshi ji, I want to begin by asking you a simple question. You've been part of many protests. Last time जब आप protest में गए थे, तो आपने कितने CCTV कैमरास तोड़े थे?
देखिए, मैं आपको एक बात कहूं, सीसीटीवी कैमरा बचाना और सिक्योरिटाइज करना, ये किसका काम है? प्रशासन का काम है या दंगाइयों का काम है? मुझे ये समझाइए। दंगाई तो दंगाई है, चाहे किस भी स्वरूप में हो, लेकिन कानून व्यवस्था बनाना जिनके जिम्मे है, वो क्या कर रहे हैं? उसका सवाल तो होना चाहिए ना।
आपने जवाब अभी भी नहीं दिया। कितने सीसीटीवी कैमरास तोड़े थे आपने प्रोटेस्ट के नाम पे?
देखिए, मैं आपसे वही तो कह रहा हूं कि सीसीटीवी कैमरा हो या और कुछ भी हो, मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि अगर सीसीटीवी कैमरा खत्म हो जाएंगे, सारी दुनिया में खत्म हो जाएंगे, तो क्या लॉ एंड ऑर्डर मेंटेन नहीं किया जाएगा कि सीसीटीवी निकल गए हैं ये कहकर?
ठीक है दानिश कुरैशी जी, अच्छा शुरुआत किया आपने। चलिए अब कोशिश करते हैं फैजान किडवाई। मिस्टर किडवाई, गुड इवनिंग.
Good evening.
Would you answer this question? I'm sure you must have been part of protest. Have you been with a gun to a protest? Have you broken CCTV cameras?
Have you been, Pranesh? Did you?
I haven't, sir. I don't.
With a rocket launcher? With a rocket launcher?
No, I am not.
Okay, you just harass the opposition on television. That's what you do. Good, Pranesh.
Asking questions is harassment.
Brilliant.
Okay.
No, it's not harassment. Being biased is harassment.
Okay.
That's unethical also. But chalo, we'll discuss on the point, Chef. See, Pranesh. Okay, shoot your question. Tell me.
You heard the question. You asked me a counter question. Now you want me to repeat.
No. You Pranesh. You asked me if I have been to protest. I haven't been to protest. I don't do this. So now you put the question across, I'll answer.
Do you think people who in the name of protest carry a gun and break CCTV cameras deserve any mercy? I'm asking you because Akhilesh Yadav came out and he said that, look, the police must answer. Virtually gave a clean
the police
chit
must
to
answer.
The mob.
The police must answer. No, nobody is supporting the mob. First of all, if there were masked men, where did they come from? Whose responsibility was it to maintain law and order? Intelligence failure kiske part pe hai? It is the Uttar Pradesh government, the Yogi Adityanath government. And Madhav, I just want to tell you, why was this person accompanying Vishnu Jain? Would you question Vishnu Jain? This is the person, he's a local priest from a nearby temple. What point and what right he had being there, raising slogans? Would anybody ask Vishnu Jain, first of all, how come Vishnu Jain, who's a plaintiff in this case, how come he be a part of the team which goes to the survey? He's not allowed because it violates the conflict of interest. It's against that. It violates the principle of natural justice. Nemo judex in causa sua. It means that one could not be a judge in its own case. Vishnu Jain being a plaintiff, he had no right being part of the investigation team. So that was illegal, unethical, first of all. Apart from this, Pranesh, a lot of laws and rules have been flouted. If you see provision of Civil Procedure Code, Section 27, Order 39, Rule 1, Rule 2, which says such an order could not have been passed without listening to the other side. That is the Masjid Committee. Did that happen? No. Order 8, Rule 1, it says give 30 days time, which can be extended to 90 days for the aggrieved party, the defendants to respond. Was this time given? No. Order 1, Rule 10, which says the Masjid Committee should have been made party to this case before passing the judgment for the survey. Did this happen? The answer is no. So when Vishnu Jain, along with this person and a riotous mob, reaches there chanting slogans, communally charged slogans, inciting people, why don't you ask this question to Vishnu Jain कि उन्होंने राइटिंग के टाइम पे या इस तरह के लोगों ने कितने गन्स लेकर के गए थे? Whose failure was it? Would you kindly ask the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson or anybody who's close to Bharatiya Janata Party?
I will, Faizan. I will ask all those questions.
And Pranesh, one more point.
And I'm telling you, asking questions is not harassment. It's your choice either to answer it or to skip it.
Pranesh, I'm not talking about you. I'm saying certain journalists are very biased, Pranesh. I'm sure you watch television. You have seen them. Right? So I'm talking about them, not about you.
Okay.
And Pranesh, one more point. When Places of Worship Act is intact, Section 6, Section 7 says, if you dare fidget with Places of Worship Act, you would be punished for between 3 years to 7 years.
Yeah.
When Places of Worship Act is in place, how can the courts give such an order? And I'm really surprised, I said this earlier also, like salute to the alacrity the honorable courts have shown in this case. There are around 5 crore cases pending in India. If they can show the same alacrity across all the cases, within a fortnight everything will be sorted out and people who are looking for justice, they'll be so happy here.
Yeah, everything justifies, because the court did not hear the other side, or the 7 reasons that you listed justifies the mob carrying a gun, justifies the pelting, violence, vandalism, everything. Now, Ratan Sharda, I asked a simple question. Look how rattled, the members of the Samajwadi Party, or in this case, even Danish Qureshi, I asked him a question, he didn't answer. Then Faizan Kidwai went on a rant. He wants to target the anchor, that, you're harassing us, this, that, the other. Why were people carrying a gun in this protest? And if Vishnu Jain was with a person who should not have been there. By the way, Vishnu Jain is on the news hour. I'm sure he will be asked that question by Davika Kumar. So viewers, you can watch that interaction with Vishnu Jain at top of 9. But Ratan Sharda, can anything explain this or justify the mob violence?
On remember how the time point done this.
Mr. Sharda, your audio is not the best. We'll have to, try and reconnect. We can't, the audio is patchy. Abhijit, would you take that question?
Sure. Look, there was a very interesting way of creating a false equivalence that the last panelist did. We're discussing the violence out here. All right. If there have been breaches of procedure, challenge it in court. You don't come out on the streets to challenge a court judgment. It's that simple. Now, this was a court-mandated survey. Are you telling me that the fellows who went around destroying that CCTV camera or pelting stones at the survey guys knew that it was a conflict, the Latin term that he used, and they were all, law school graduates who knew this and came out to pelt stones at the survey team? Who are we kidding out here? This was an incited mob. This has always been Muslim power in India. It has always been street power. Jinnah knew this very well, which is why he started Direct Action Day. These are all the remnants of Direct Action Day at play out here. Same rule book, same thing. When you don't like the constitution, when you don't like constitutional norms, where you believe your religion is over and above the constitution, where you believe your religious freedom trumps the constitution, this is what you come out on the streets and do. This is rioting, plain and simple. They will concoct any post facto justification for coming out and rioting. But what was this? They could have very easily, the masjid in question had a legal team. They could have very easily approached the Supreme Court or the Lucknow High Court for a stay. Did they do that? No. They could have escalated it and said, well, let's bring up the judge for breaking this thing, file a motion against him. Did they do that? No. What did they do? They incite all their little local gundas to come out and start pelting. And by the way, how did all of these guys know that a survey team was coming? They had time to organize a little lynch mob out there. Not a little lynch mob, by the way. A very big lynch mob. But they didn't have time to go to court. Who are we kidding out here, Pranesh?
And by the way,
we've always known this Muslim political
you are saying that the other side could have approached the court. The Samajwadi Party MP was playing judge and jury. He said, "Hame masjid ko har haal mein bachana," as if, the bulldozers had rolled out. So this is the kind of fear-mongering that preceded what we saw. Ratan Sharda, before I come to you, Tehseen, what do you make of the arguments by Danish Qureshi? Did I ask a wrong question? Was it a loaded question, biased question? Was I trying to harass Danish Qureshi and Faizan Kidwai when I said that should people be carrying guns at a protest site? You've been to many protests, from Jantar Mantar to Vijay Chowk and what not.
Thank you, Pranesh, for having me on the show. No, people should not carry guns to protest. But I do want to ask a couple of questions, and I do completely agree with my brother Abhijit Iyer Mitra on everything he said. Abhijit is absolutely right that this was a lynch mob, it was assimilated, and people got stones and then they attacked. So then the question is very simple. If people could gather themselves, collect stones and pelt the administration, what was the administration doing? Faizan is correct. So the administration was snoozing. Now second thing, either the information was leaked out, which only the administration could do, number one, or number two, the information was given in advance. Now, let's go a little bit back. I was on your debate for the Baraich incident. Faizan Bhai was there, you were hosting, and you were very kind to allow me to speak. Same pattern, stones, and we asked the same questions. You just put my debate there. How come the administration doesn't know stones are being gathered? Now, nobody has stones. None of us here have stones, so stones have to be gathered. Now, the SP is on record saying, outsiders came in. So now you know that there's going to be a survey. You know it's sensitive. Outsiders are coming in, masked as your camera is showing it, and the SP is snoozing. You have drones. Forget what the MIM spokesperson said. You have drones. You don't know stones are collected. You don't use these CCTV cameras which now are broken to see who's doing what. There is no security failure. So somebody is benefiting from this. And I'm going to end with just one line. Please understand one thing. The only people who politically fail in these kind of riots are centrist parties, be the Congress or the SP. The people who gain are parties like the MIM, the party like the BJP. इनके बच्चे विदेश जाते हैं, अंग्रेजी में पढ़ाई करते, गरीब के बच्चे शहीद होते, मरते, गुजर जाते हैं. चाहे वो राम गोपाल मिश्रा जी हो, चाहे यहाँ पर जो 5 लोग हो, वो गरीब थे. पैसे वाला नेता का एक भी बच्चा, MIM का बच्चा हो या BJP का बच्चा, मैं किसी के बच्चे की बुराई नहीं कर रहा हूं. कोई नहीं मरता, ये विदेश जाते, अंग्रेजी में पढ़ाई करते, आपके बच्चे मरते. Think about it.
Yeah, Tehseen, now...
And they polarize here.
Now, I agree with the first half of your statement. They ask questions of the police. But you ask questions, you don't pass judgment. What did Akhilesh Yadav do? If what you are saying, why couldn't Akhilesh ask the administration that what were you doing? Why say that the police killed the people? Why give a clean sheet to the writers? Kaushal Kant Mishra ji, आपसे सवाल पूछा जा रहा है कि अब आप बोल रहे हैं कि विपक्ष ने करवाया, सपा के वहां सांसद थे, उन्होंने भड़काया. ये कह रहे हैं कि आपकी प्रशासन क्या कर रही थी? ये जो पत्थर इकट्ठा हुए, तब आप लोग कहां थे?
प्रणेश, आपने सवाल पूछा कि सीसीटीवी क्यों तोड़े जा रहे थे, प्रशासन की गलती. जो कट्टा लेके बंदूक से गोली चला रहा है पुलिस पे, वो प्रशासन की गलती. जो पत्थरबाजी हो रही थी वो प्रशासन की गलती. बांग्लादेशी इन्फिल्ट्रेशन होता है तो बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी फोर्स की गलती. रोहिंग्या एंड बांग्लादेशी पे कोई एक्शन होता है तो प्रशासन की गलती. कोई आतंकी नहीं सुनिए, कोई आतंकी हमला होता है तो पुलिस फोर्स एंड बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी फोर्स की गलती. अरे प्लीज तहसीन प्लीज
डॉक्टर साहब,
कोई गालिब करता है तो वो प्रशासन की गलती. पत्थरबाजी होती है तो प्रशासन की गलती. पेट्रोल पंप चलते हैं तो सारी गलती प्रशासन की होती है. ये बेचारे पत्थरबाज इनोसेंट होते हैं, ये रोहिंग्या इनोसेंट होते हैं, ये जो लोग कट्टा चला रहा था वो भी इनोसेंट था, जो तोड़ रहा था सीसीटीवी कैमरा वो तो बहुत भी इनोसेंट था. बेचारा बिल्कुल अनपढ़ गरीब था, भिखारी था एकदम, उसको तो कुछ पता ही नहीं था वो क्या कर रहा है. यही नैरेटिव तो फैलाया जा रहा है. ये लोग जब भी बात होती है प्रशासन के खिलाफ खड़े होते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि समाजवादी पार्टी की आदत है. क्योंकि इनके नेता कहते थे कि डीएम से जूते पॉलिश करवाएंगे. इनके नेता कहते थे पुलिस हो पुलिस, अखिलेश यादव. और वही काम उन्होंने फिर किया कि विष्णु शंकर जैन कम से कम 10 टीवी चैनल पे बैठ करके क्लियरिफाई कर चुके हैं कि वो लौटते समय का वीडियो था, उसको उन्होंने अपने फायदे के लिए पोस्ट किया. दूसरी चीज हमारे मित्र एसपी के
कौशल जी देखिए, विष्णु शंकर जैन पे जो सवाल पूछा फैजान किडवई ने, मैं तो बोल रहा हूं अगर वो 1 मिनट के लिए मान भी लें कि विष्णु शंकर जैन को वहां नहीं होना चाहिए था, उनके साथ जो लोग हैं वो नहीं होने चाहिए, फिर उन्होंने फैजान जी ने कहा कि कम्युनली चार्ज स्लोगन्स थे, चलिए वो भी नहीं होने चाहिए. लेकिन अगर हुए तो क्या ये बंदूक से सड़क पे फैसला होगा? रतन शारदा, कैन एनी जस्टिफाई दिस दिस mindless pelting, shooting, vandalism?
Pranesh, this is a typical copybook of Delhi riots, where Hindus were when the 2 innocent Dilbar Negi.
This audio, poor thing.
Was like this equal course of the power. There was no reaction. There was no condemnation. and they kept on blaming the Hindus and police. And do you remember how they glorified one Shah Rukh, when he was aiming his gun at police? And I see we have the lowest police per 1 lakh population in the world. We had good law and order so far because we are law-abiding people. Why is it responsibility of police to look at what preventive arrest and all that? Why is not a responsibility of people not to outrage and start throwing stones? How do they collect stone within hours unless there is a plan to create a riot? Why Hindus are not connecting bricks or stones in their home when they don't want to create riots? So we must give due credit to the extremist elements in this particular place that they were ready to create a riot. They threw stones at the police. They had country-made kattas that killed 3 people. None of 3 people killed were killed by the police. Rifle is very clear. So why are we normalizing this violence? Why are you trying to defend the violence and putting the blame on people, not the poor people actually had masks, actually shot people, who actually threw bricks? And my fault.
Pranesh, can I just ask some questions?
Yeah, of course.
Under court order, it was under court order.
Pranesh, you're somebody I really respect as a journalist. Ratanji, I think Ratanji's audio. Can I speak?
Yeah, Mr. Sharda, sir, the audio, apologize, viewers, I apologize for this glitch. The audio with Ratan Sharda is not the best tonight. I don't know what has gone wrong. Our team is at it to, fix, but I get the drift of his argument. Tehseen, you were saying something.
Pranesh, you're somebody I really...
Abhijit, coming to you. Let Tehseen come in. I'm coming to you.
Pranesh, you're somebody I really respect, and Abhijit's an expert in security. Let's accept that for 10 years, UP is not progressed, which Faizan and I agree. It's in fact deteriorated, so the police force is even lower than what the population's increased. But there's something called preventive detention. You knew there was going to be a survey. Why couldn't you preventively detain the...
Tehseen, I'll tell you.
So I just ask, is this also the opposition's failure? I mean, there is common sense that if outsiders... Now, nobody's answering the question, who are these outsiders? How did they come in? When you know a mosque is going to be surveyed, when you know there have been other incidences of store painting, in Ram Gopal Mishra's case, there was some firing which led to him being shot dead. Why was all this SOP not put in? This stone pelting is happening across the country, and who's benefiting? But just one last thing. To the BJP spokesperson, Dr. Saab, if people are coming from Bangladesh into India, and Abhijit is more right-wing than centrist like me, it is the failure of the government. And if the government can't handle it, come on Pranesh Show, apologize to the nation and go. And by the way, the next debate is about Bangladesh. Please ask the Home Minister, the Prime Minister of doing Kadi Ninda to actually take some action.
No,
the illegal people here, take action.
We have things to discuss on Bangladesh. But Abhijit, look at this. Faizan Kidwai blames the police. Did not say anything about the mob. Tehseen says, why were the stones available? What was the opposition doing? So if the stones are available, people are free to pelt. If there is a, desi tatta available, people can go buy and fire at whoever. And the primary objection, Abhijit, is not with, people outraging about what happened. The objection is very simply this. Why is the opposition giving a clean sheet to the mob and maligning the police without any proof? That's the limited point. Abhijit.
Yeah. So, I wanted to specifically answer Tehseen's question. Now, you see, Tehseen is right when he says that police in UP, and it's not just in UP, across India are abysmal. Policing in India is abysmal, period, across the board, which is why, Pranesh, several times on your program, I have said the answer to a lot of the issues raised is police reforms. But, we have to deal with what is and not what can be. This is like saying, why is our defense preparedness so low? We need to become a first world country. Well, you become a first world country in 30, 40 years maybe. Till then, what do? We have to deal with the police as is in this particular situation. Now, I'm showing you a map of exactly where this Shahi Jama Masjid is located on Google Maps. You look at it, it's a complete mohalla, it's a bhul bhulaiya. There is no way of getting around here. Now, had this been Kashmir, where there are extremely high security, hardened cameras, which are installed at great elevations on every street corner, this would be a valid question to ask. The problem here is, this is an ab initio court judgment, where you're given a very short period to go in and do the survey. The police then would have 2 options. Option number 1 is to very quietly go in the dead of night do the survey and come out. The second was to go all guns blazing, do the preventive arrest that Tehseen is talking about, which would then risk more counter-reaction than was going to happen. Also, the question would be raised, why did you then preventively arrest? This is the genocide of Muslims, part 2, or this is the gas chambers being set up?
Exactly.
Okay, so this becomes a rhetorical trap. Part 3 that they could have done was, they could have done a surveillance using drones. Now the question is, where are they going to get drones? Sambhal is a small town, Pranesh. They don't have the budgets or finances. No police department in India has the budgets or finances to start procuring drones overnight for things like this. Right? So all of these questions are valid, but they all have very simple answers right now.
Faizan Kidwai.
Lease out a drone from Lucknow?
No, this is not about drones.
Why?
Have you seen Akhilesh Yadav condemn the attack on the police? Why can't Akhilesh Yadav get himself to condemn this? Faizan Kidwai, why is it so difficult? Should the mob pelt a policeman? If you have a problem with the court, go to a higher court. If you have a problem with the judge.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Who's
Where is the condemnation? Where is the condemnation?
I condemn the mob.
Are you Akhilesh Yadav? Are you Akhilesh Yadav?
So I'm the spokesperson of the party. I'm the spokesperson
so the party
of the
chief will not condemn. The party chief blames the police. And then the spokesperson comes here and says, I condemn it.
Pranesh,
will you condemn Akhilesh Yadav for jumping the gun? I'm asking you a simple question. I'm asking you a simple question. Faizan Kidwai, will you condemn Akhilesh Yadav for jumping the gun and blaming the police?
Police is to be blamed. Law and order is to be blamed in Uttar Pradesh.
Blame the police. Jail them.
Of course there was an intelligence.
Should the mob not be blamed?
This time and again.
Should the mob not be condemned? That's the simple question. Faizan, can you answer that? One minute, sir. 1 minute.
Let me. No, sir.
Just listen to the question. Faizan, please. I started with you. Just the simple question, please. There's no whataboutery here. I'm asking you. If Akhilesh Yadav can in one tweet or in multiple tweets blame the police, why couldn't he insert one line that this mindless violence against the police is not right? Whoever these people are must be identified and punished.
Of course, Pranesh. Nobody supports riots. We all are constantly saying these riots are orchestrated by Bharatiya Janata Party. Bharatiya Janata Party wants this communal flare-up so that there could be chaos, there could be hatred in the society, divide people on communal lines for electoral benefits. This is exactly what BJP is doing. If you just see BJP there was this in Bahraich, the BJP MLA, his name is Suresh Singh, he said that he filed an FIR against 8 BJP people and said there was a plan to get his son killed and put the blame on Muslims. So would you ask the BJP spokesperson here to apologize and clarify? Because it's the BJP's own individual who's saying, BJP's leader who's saying, and everybody condemns violence. Pranesh, I am saying violence should be condemned and all those responsible should be punished. But if there's a violence, I think Mr. Sharda said something about, the gentleman here, the BJP, the RSS supporter.
Abhijit.
This one, Abhijit, yeah. He said how they knew that a team is coming and the mob gathered. Exactly, that's what we are saying. How were the mobs, why did the mobs gather when nobody knew that such a survey is going to happen? It means it was Bharatiya Janata Party which is responsible for getting the mobs, stone pelting, everything. This is happening.
So all the more reason
because of Bharatiya Janata Party and the gentleman sitting here and Ratan Sharda ji. Friend, just 1 second. Ratan Sharda ji made a comment about Delhi riots, who orchestrated Delhi riots. It was Kapil Mishra. Has he been punished till date? There are videos where he's openly inciting the mob and telling that Trump ko nikal jaane do, phir dikhata hu. So was that person punished? Has he been taken into custody? Has any case been registered against him? No. Why? Because this is the chal charitra and character of Bharatiya Janata Party. They want to create this communal divide. And that's the reason, Madhav, Pranesh, that's the reason chaos is happening in Uttar Pradesh and all across India.
Okay. Now, Abhijit, you answer first. Ratan Sharda is back on the show. We finally fixed the audio and video. Abhijit, you go first.
I'm glad to know that all these people who came out throwing pelting stones, the Muslim mob, are BJP agents. I never know the BJP outreach to the Muslims had been so successful that, after losing the Muslim vote in the 2024 elections, Muslims have joined the BJP in such large numbers. So to our BJP spokesperson friend on my right, congratulations to you, sir. Modi has done a very good job. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, number 1. Number 2, notice this modus operandi. every single time. This is a justification for violence against words. Did you notice everything Faizan said was, Kapil Mishra said this, therefore, whatever. Who leaked the riots, therefore, whatever. Basically, what they do is they justify violent physical action against words. This is exactly what Mohammad Zubair did with Nupur Sharma. And we all know what happened, including the WhatsApp live beheading of that tailor.
Now, Ratan Sharda, is this the action-reaction justification that we've seen even in the past? That because the courts did not hear the other side, the alacrity with which the court ordered survey, etc., etc.
See, I'll talk about the court later, but Mr. Faizan talked about Kapil. What did Kapil say? He said, clear the roadblock, otherwise they will have to clear it. Is that violence? What is violence? Is catapult in the AAP MLA's home or corporate's home, acid bulbs, stones, and all these preparations, and killing of the two people I mentioned earlier, Dilbar Negi and Ankit Sharma. That is called violence, and pre-planned violence. When people are asked to go home and others cornered and killed, that is violence. It is not what somebody demands that please clear my way. That doesn't mean violence. And police, they don't have any trust in courts. They don't have trust in police inquiry. So basically, they believe that they are living in a foreign country which is not yet, typically Darul Islam. And you talk of Samajwadi Party. Samajwadi Party is one which wanted to release all the terrorists till the High Court stopped them. And when you talk about, you just asked me a question. I'm sorry. Your question was regarding.
Faizan, what do you want Ratan Sharda to answer?
I was talking about Ratan Sharda ji when you spoke about Delhi riots. This is what I was saying.
Okay.
That the person, Kapil Mishra, who was directly involved in inciting riots. There are a lot of records, sir. Lot of records. I've gone through the records. How Bharatiya Janata Party and Kapil Mishra and other such lunatics are involved in creating a riot-like situation in Delhi. No one has been punished till date.
Yeah, so this justifies what happened in Sambhal.
People who blocked the Delhi road for days together, weeks together against a fictitious complaint against CAA, they were right. And those who wanted a clear way were wrong. Those who actually killed and threw stones are right. And people who protested were wrong. Now, as I said about the court cases, are you saying that courts are wrong? Are you saying that courts have no understanding? He talked about Place of Worship Act. Does he know that in Place of Worship Act there is an exemption for properties which are under ASI supervision, and this particular mosque is under ASI
but Ratan Sharda, why are you going there? Like Abhijit said, if you have a problem with the courts, go to a higher court. Why are we getting into that? If you have a problem with the lower court, go to the higher court. You have a problem with the high court, go to the Supreme Court. Exhaust all your options. You can't have a situation where you're pelting stones and then ask, administration kahan tha? Stones available the, banduk kaise mil rahi thi? Why were, these mufflers or, hankies available for them to buy and then mask themselves? Danish Qureshi, आप लोग संविधान में मानते हैं, जुडिशरी में मानते हैं?
Complete your statement. I will reply it.
मैं पूछ रहा हूं, मानते हैं, उसके बाद फिर हाँ या ना जो बोलेंगे उस हिसाब से सवाल पूछूंगा.
हाँ
मानते
नहीं, अब अरे क्या सवाल है आपका? ये बेतुका सवाल नहीं है.
नहीं मानते? आप बता दीजिए. नहीं मानते तो बता दीजिए, क्योंकि ओवैसी साहब ने देखिए बाबरी पे क्या बोलते हैं वो.
मुझे तो
अयोध्या जजमेंट आने के बाद भी असादुद्दीन ओवैसी क्या बोलते हैं? मस्जिद शहीद हो गई, वो क्या बोलते हैं? वो मानते हैं? अभी भी क्लोजर नहीं है. फिर आप लोग फिर बोलते हैं कि ये सर्वे ऑर्डर क्यों हुआ? अगर कोर्ट ने सर्वे ऑर्डर कर दिया है तो वहां लोग गोली चला देंगे, पुलिस को अटैक करेंगे.
अच्छा. सुनिए, आप जवाब सुनिए. देखिए, सबसे पहले तो मैं कौशलकांत मिश्रा साहब की बात का जवाब दूं, जो उन्होंने कहा कि भाई लोग हमला करेंगे, लोग स्टोन बैटिंग करेंगे, लोग तमंचा इस्तेमाल करेंगे. तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है कौशलकांत मिश्रा और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का उत्तर प्रदेश में? वो ये स्टेक है उनका कि मतलब सत्ता में बैठ के वो राज करेंगे और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी जो है वो विपक्ष की रहेगी कि भाई वहां कुछ हो ना. इसके लिए शायद आपको कौशलकांत मिश्रा को और भारतीय जनता पार्टी को आप संविधान सिखाइए कि जिसमें साफ तौर पर लिखा है कि हर एक नागरिक की जान माल की रक्षा करने की जिम्मेदारी प्रणेश जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की है, दानिश कुरैशी की या विपक्ष की नहीं है।
संविधान में तो बहुत कुछ लिखा हुआ है। फिर
आप कह लीजिए कि विपक्ष की जिम्मेदारी है, सत्ता पक्ष का कुछ नहीं है।
नहीं तो वो जिम्मेदारी से भाग कौन रहा है? आप मेरे सवाल का जवाब नहीं दे रहे। अगर कोर्ट ने सर्वे ऑर्डर कर दिया, अगर दूसरे साइड को नहीं भी सुना, तो क्या गोली चल जाएगी सर?
हाँ, नहीं सुनिए मेरी बात, मुझे ये बताइए कि दूसरे साइड को सुने बिना ही आप ऑर्डर कर देंगे और उसके बाद आप न्याय की बात करेंगे? मुझे ये बता दीजिए।
मैं बोल रहा हूं,
ऑर्डर एक साइड करेंगे, दूसरे पक्ष को सुनेंगे तक
मैं
नहीं।
कोई लीगल एक्सपर्ट नहीं हूं, लेकिन दानिश कुरैशी
क्यों मान लिया जाए? मान लिया जाए नहीं, ऐसा ही है।
चलिए ऐसा ही है, तो इसीलिए गोली चल गई।
प्रणेश मान लिया नहीं जाए,
ऐसा ही है, इसीलिए गोली चल गई।
ऐसा ही हुआ।
There you go।
तो ये न्याय है, ये न्याय है।
सो आप वही बोल रहे हैं जो राम गोपाल यादव बोल रहे हैं कि अगर अन्याय होगा तो लोग ये करेंगे। इफ दिस इज नॉट जस्टिफिकेशन ऑफ दिस मॉब वायलेंस, देन व्हाट इट इज? अभिजीत, यू हैव द लास्ट वर्ड बिफोर वी मूव ऑन।
Look, this is very simple. We just need to understand that no matter what happens, Muslim mob violence is the language of Muslim political negotiation in this country. It has always been, it will always be till the community is modernized. And the problem is, Indian Muslims unfortunately don't have a Mohammed bin Salman or Mohammed bin Zayed to modernize them. They are stuck with these feudal lords and lieges who have pledged their allegiance to one local king called Akhilesh Yadav, who sits around and basically controls them, perpetuates this feudal serfdom system, where you will have perpetual violence, you will have no growth at all, and these are all byproducts of that.
Because you named Akhilesh Yadav, Faizan wants to respond. Faizan, quickly.
See, I take objection to the statements made by Abhijit Iyer regarding Akhilesh ji. This is wrong. This is not in a good taste. And Mr. Iyer, you are the individual who, when people were questioning Narendra Modi about the Chinese intrusion in India, I remember watching a show of yours. You showed a map. कि भाई कोई नहीं आया है. Later on, when Modi finally accepted that yes, people have come inside India, Chinese people, उसके बाद माफी मांगी आपने. So you are somebody who peddles fake news. I don't want sermons about Samajwadi Party or Akhilesh Yadav from somebody like you who peddles fake news for the benefit, for some political benefits you are getting from BJP. Your life, your choices.
Being violent.
Go ahead, Abhijit.
First, if you want to talk about China, I was showing maps with troop positions. Those were satellite images. Okay. Second, Modi never admitted to it. So I don't know what you're going off. Okay. Third, you are violent. That is a fact. It is also the tool of political negotiation is political violence.
Let's move on. Let's move on, viewers. Let's quickly shift our attention.